Hi fashion lovers, hi my lovely viewers, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl CD Cat in the building. Thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your consistency on my channel. So if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to knock the subscribe button and stay tuned to my channel. And don't forget to on your notification bell to get notified whenever I drop new videos. I have a lot of tutorials I've made on this channel. So today I want to show you how to cut Iro and Buba, the traditional attire called Iro and Buba. It is very easy to cut and very simple to also sew. But the measurements, it is very easy to cut and very easy to sew, like I said. But I will tell you that you have to take caution. There are some things you have to note down when you are cutting Iro and Buba. There are some things you have to take note so that you won't make mistake. So now, first thing, when your clients bring your clothes to you, the first thing you're going to do is to measure how many years of clothes the person is using to sew the style. So now the clothes here, we are using 5 years of material, and for the wrapper I'm going to be using 2 years and 12 inches. You can use 2 years and 15 inches, you can use 2.5 years. It depends on the kind of size you are working on. If you are sewing Iro and Buba for a bigger person, like our mothers, like our grandmas, they will normally, even if they are as small as I am, they like their Iro to be very long, like 2.5 years will be okay for them. But if you are sewing for a kind of big size person, you should use just 2 years and 20 inches. It depends on the person you are sewing for. Some people will say, oh, Jackie Ro mi ko tobi, as in let my wrapper be big, let it be long so that it's all around very well. And this Iro and Buba is commonly worn by Yorubas. It is a Yoruba traditional attire. So this is a lace I'm using to cut it. And if you are sewing Iro and Buba, there are some measurements you need. We need the blouse length measurement, which is the Buba length measurement. We also need the back to sleeve from here to the sleeve, from your back here to the sleeve length you're working on, and also the body of your Buba, which is the body. Is just for you to add your body. It's just for you to add your body measurement plus 10 inches. Like me, that I'm using bust 34 now. Bust 34, I can just add 10 inches to my body measurement, which gives me what 44 is okay for my Buba measurement. You know, Buba is always free, so you should always know that it is not something fitted that needs zip. It's just a free clothes for us to wear. So the first thing you do, the clothes I'm working on today, I'm working on a 5 years material. The first thing I'm going to be doing is just to cut out the Iro, which I'll be cutting 2.5 inches, 2 and 15 inches, or 2 and 12 inches. Let me use 2 and 15 inches because they might change later to use the Iro for another thing, so that it will be very easy to sew. You can simply use that 2 and 15 inches to still cut pieces skirts. Depends on how you know how to manage your material. So let me just cut 2 years and 15 inches for the wrapper while I show you how to cut the Buba. So this is the 2 years and 15 inches we've cut for the wrapper. All you need to do is just to keep this aside so that you won't make a mistake. So the important thing about cutting Iro and Buba is that your Buba, you have to be careful with it. So this is a 2 and 15 inches. I've kept it somewhere. So for the Buba, to get your Buba measurement, all you need to do is just double the length of your Buba into twice. The length of your Buba, measure it twice. That is the way to get the length of your Buba. You get, just first thing after cutting the Iro, the next thing is cut your Buba by doubling the length of your Buba twice. The length of this Buba I'm working on, I want to make it 26 inches for the length of the Buba. I'm going to measure 26 twice. So 26 in 2 places gives us what? 52 inches. So I'm going to cut out 52 inches from this remaining fabric. So are you still following me? All right. So now you measure 26 in 2 places, which gives you what? 52 inches. So this is my 52. Are you seeing it? This is 52 inches. Then I'll just notch and cut it out. This is it. I've notched. Now fold it into 2. Sorry. I'll fold this into 2. You see? I'm folding it. All right. So notch to notch, then you notch it just to cut out the 52 inches out. Are you seeing it? Just to cut out the 52 inches out. So now we are cutting our 52 inches. So after cutting the 52 inches, you now fold it. So see, this is the 52 inches which I've cut out from the remaining fabric. Then what I'm going to do now is, see the tip of this fabric, are you seeing it? So you just have to fold it into two. That's the first thing you do. What we are doing now is we want to cut out the sleeve of these clothes. The first thing, after cutting your 56, your wrapper, which is 2 yards and 15 inches, the next thing you add, you double your buba length into two, which is doubling, whether your length is 25 in two places, 50, 26 in two places, which is 52. You just cut it out from the remaining fabric. Then after that, you cut out the sleeve. And for you to get your sleeve measurements, another thing, when you measure the back to sleeve, your back to sleeve, you now measure your body measurements away from your back to sleeve. So for us not to do mistake, our measurement book is here. The back to sleeve of this client is 25 inches. Are you getting me? Our body of buba is 50. Please note this down. I don't want you to do mistake, right? So our body of buba is what? 50. What you now do is divide 50 in 4 places. 50 divided by 4 gives you was 12.5. Are you getting me? So what you're going to do now is minus 12.5 from 25 inches. It gives you what? The same 12.5. Are you getting? 12.5 plus 12.5. It gives you what? 25 inches. So now the sleeve length here is what? 12.5. The sleeve you are cutting out from this clothes is 12.5. Let me come again. I want you to get it very clearly. So now our back to sleeve is what? See, from here, from your joint here to the sleeve measurement is what? 25 inches. Are you getting me? It's 25 inches. So now you will now divide that 25 inches into 2, rather. You divide your 25 inches into 2, which gives you what? 12.5. That 12.5 now is the measurement of the body of your buba when you fold your buba into 4. Do you get it? When you fold your buba now into 4, you have to get 12.5 as the wideness. So just keep that aside. Now minus 12.5 from 25. You know it's 12.5 that it will give you. So the first thing you do now is just to get the length of your buba, the length of the sleeve of your buba. Is just for you to minus the body of your buba divided by 4 from your back to sleeve. Please, for you to get the length of your buba, you divide the measurement of the body of your buba into 4, then you minus it from the back to sleeve. Just calculate that, and I will advise you get what I'm saying. I will appreciate if you could get it. So now this is 12.5. Let's just fold our clothes very well. Then we get the 12.5 inches, which is the so here comes the 12.5. If you like, you can add ½ inch to it. Some people like adding 1 inches to their sleeve, and when they are joining it, they'll put me. I don't think I need it. So now, am I still communicating? So the 12, but just add ½ inches to it. Are you getting it? Which is 13 inches. Then you just measure the 13 inches. You chalk your 13 inches. Make sure it is 13 inches. All you need to do is just to cut out your sleeve. You can just call this type of buba, you can call it oleku, but this one, you know, some oleku style is always at the down, it won't pass more than your ankle side, but this one is 3/4 sleeve. So this is the sleeve. You can see it. Are you seeing the sleeve now? So now here comes the remaining material. Are you getting this? You have to get this. So see, you see, are you seeing it? Let's check the length of this material, which I said I'm gonna be using our length in 2 places, which is 20. Oh, you can see the material has even moved, so you can see it's 25. That's material for you. but actually the normal length is 25. I just added 1 inch to it, so I'll know how to go about it when sewing. So now you see, after getting this, are you looking at me? You can see this is in 2 places. Are you seeing it? Just do what? You fold it into 4, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Are you getting it? So you fold it. After folding it, make sure you check it whether it is 12.5 inches, which is the body of your buba. Make sure you check it if it is 12.5 inches, which is the body of your buba measurement. Are you getting it? Check it. I'm not adding anything to it. I'm just using the 12.5 direct. I'm not adding or deducting anything from it. So this is a 12.5. If you've gotten your 12.5, all you need to do now is just to cut it out. Get our 12.5, then we cut out. Please, if you have any challenges in cutting this type of style, please don't forget to drop it in the description box, the comments section below. So this is it. Are you seeing it? So after cutting this, all we need to do is to cut the neck. And funny enough, the neck we are going to be using for this style, mostly Iro And Buba, is a round neck, neck for the neck side. But for this style I'm sewing, the client insisted she wants a V-neck, and as you can see in the picture, you can see it's a V-neck neckline of Iro And Buba. So now I'm going to be using the wideness of this buba. I'm going to be using 4. And I will lower the length by what? 5 inches or 5.5 inches. Let me use 5 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay, let me use 5.5. I think it will be okay. So now for the back side of the buba, are you seeing it? Oh wow, this thing is not showing. So now this is the 5.5 I'm going to be using. Let me use 5.5. So this is the 4 inches, which is the wideness. I'm not going to make the front and back V-neck. The back is an high neck, so I'm going to lower the back side by 1.5 inches, and I will take from the 4 inches, I will bring it down to the 1.5 inches for the back length. So for the front length, which is 5.5 inches, I'm going to just make a V neck shape. You can see I'm just going to make a V-neck shape, or if you have a roller, you can just use your roller to slant your V-neck shape. But this, with my freehand method, is still okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to slant the shoulder. It won't have joining at the shoulder. I'm just going to cut the way I cut. I'm just going to put facing the way it is also. So now let's cut the neckline. Sorry. So you can see I cut the front and back together. So what I'm going to do now is just to remove the back side from it. So I'm going to remove the back side from it, then lower the back side. Lower the front side, make the V neck. I seen it. So you can imagine the way it looks like after cut. You can see how it looks like now after cutting. So this is the V-neck. What we're going to do after this is just to turn it with facing. You're not going to use bias with it, because if you use bias with this neck, it won't let your finishing looks very nice. So I'm going to cut the facing. But before I forget, my sleeve side is too big. You know, I folded it into using the wideness of that buba measurement, which is 12.5. Now the wideness of the sleeve, I want to make it 11 inches. You understand? So 11 into 2 weeks give you what? 22. So I'm just going to fold this. You can see this is all the wideness. I'm going to fold it into 4. So I'm going to check if this will give me what? 11 inches for the wideness. All right, yeah. So I'm going to cut out the remaining excess left at the side. Can I get scissors? So I'm just going to cut this out. So I'm going to show you how to sew the buba I'm going to show you how to sew the buba. Please encourage me by giving me some likes and thumbs up. Let me know if you really understand what I'm doing. Please and please share my video. Please tell people about my channel. I would really appreciate that. All you need to do now is just to open this, share it into two. Are you seeing it? Share this into two equal parts. Then you notch this. You notch this. Are you seeing it? So that's all about the sleeve side. So for the neck side, for facing the neck side, the remaining part of our buba, after cutting our buba, this is the remaining side of it. Assuming the edges of this Iro is lovely, I can say you should put it at the edge of the wrapper at the back, but you can see it's almost the same thing. Doesn't make any difference. It's not that the edges are they call it etiaje. It's not that the etiaje is different, a little bit different from the clothes. It's almost the same thing. So I don't need to leave the etiaje, to add the etiaje to the wrapper. Are you getting me? So what I'm going to do now is to use the remaining one to facing the front part of our clothes, so which I'll be doing now. I'm going to place this on this, and you make sure you remember you will use 4 inches for the wideness. You make sure you get that 4 inches. You make sure you place your clothes properly to cut out the facing, and after cutting the facing, I'm going to hem the facing down. You can see what I'm doing now. So I'm going to cut this out using the same measurements. I'm going to turn this with it. You getting it? So I hope you like this video. It is okay. This is the method my boss teach me. This is the method I was taught when I was learning to cut Iro and Buba, and it has been massive since then. It has been okay. There's no mistake, no complaint. So in as much as I don't do mistake, you won't do the mistake too. So now for the back side, you can just, or you use your tape to just shape it, you see, just to cut out the facing part out. I'm just going to make the V-neck looks like V for the facing too. So here comes the facing too. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So I'll show you the cutting part, so stay tuned. I'm sorry, the sewing part of it, so stay tuned to my channel. All right, so you can see the remaining of from our wrapper. Yeah, so you can see the remaining. You see, I'm trying, you know, this video is giving me wahala since my headpiece. I don't know what is wrong with it, because I'm using mouthpiece with my video. And you can see the remaining this is 36 inches and 36 yard, that's 1 yard and 7 inches. You can see much for the head tie. So now I'll show you how to go about the sewing. All you need to do to the gele is just to take it to your machine, fold the mouth like normal gele, buffet just as in normal thing, just fold it this way. And for the wrapper, you only take it 2 inches or 2.5 inches. You just take it this way. Are you seeing it? Just fold it. I don't want the video to be too long, so I don't want to do the video on this. And I'm very sure most of us know how to sew. Just sew it down. That's all about the Iro. But let me show you how to sew the buba. So stay tuned. Next side, all you need to do is just to place the facing on it. Make sure it is equal. You can just use office pin to pin it down. Can I get office pin? So I've pinned it down. All I'm going to do now is just to sew each round. And so remove the pin. After sewing, when you notch it, you notch the neck so that it will relax. This is what I mean by notching. Just notch a little. You notch it all around. Then you top stitch the facing, not your clothes. Top stitch the facing. finished doing my neck side. What I did was I turned it with the facing and also top stitch, then hem my facing. You can see how I hem it. You can see how lovely it is and how neat it is. So after doing that, you see when you turn it to the front, it makes the front side neater. So after that, what you're going to do now is just to fold your side seam into two. You fold your side into two, then you notch at the center. I see it. You notch at the center. So let me take the second side too. I'll notch at the center. After, I'll now join the side of my sleeve. I will join it. You can see. So this is my sleeve here. You can see, just fold it into two, then you join it at the side with 1/2 inch. You can see how it is. You can see how it looks like now. So, you know, I've notched this side when I was cutting. You can see the notch is still there. So what I'm going to do now is you take the notch of the buba and the notch of the sleeve, of the buba sleeve. You make sure each they connects. Are you seeing it? You can see, you make sure they connect. So from their connection here, you move it like this, like this, like this. Are you seeing it? Till it reach the joining side of the sleeve. You can see it's on the joining side of the sleeve. Then you now take it to your machine. You now start your joining with 1/2 inches. The top stitch, then you move. You can see the joining will meet each other when you're sewing it. So you make sure it meets each other here. Alright, so after that, you move it up. You also sew it. You also sew it down. As you can see. So at the side here, you leave the 5 inches slits. You won't sew, you won't make your sewing move to the downside. You leave at least 5 inches opening. You stitch from that at the end of your sewing before the 5 inches. So this is the 5 inches. What we are going to do to the 5 inches is to bend, to fold it. Can you see? Fold it in twice. I see it. So you raise it up, then you move it in. You also raise your foot up, then you move it in also. So that's the way you put your sleeve. So let me remove that first one and see what it looks like. As you can see, we've put the sleeve. You can see we've put our sleeve now. You can see it. You can see what it looks like. This is the front part. So I'm going to do what I did here. I'm going to do it to the other side, and I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, this is the finished product of our Iro and Buba. You can see how classic, how lovely it is. All I did was I faced the neck, fixed the hand. All what I did is in the video. I will advise you watch the full so that you could understand. But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Give me some thumbs up, comments, ask questions. I'm always available to answer. Thank you.